Hey, what's up guys? Dave Womack here from the PrepperProject.com, and today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about long-range security for your retreat. You'll have to forgive me, we're in the shed here, and so you hear some of my exotic parrots screaming in the background. I apologize for the noise, but I wanted to give you something. All the time we're doing really edited videos. I just wanted to be real, sincere, upfront, and like I said, just real, right here, in the moment, no editing, except maybe some different angles now and then, because I do video production as well. So anyway, I just got this back from the gunsmith. I realized that I'm seriously undergunned. I've got obviously the AR-15 with all the optics and night vision capabilities and everything. As you've seen in our tactical training DVD, Own the Night, we are fully equipped for that. But as I was reading more about military techniques and tactics and just kind of having a better understanding of what combat might look like, looking at a lot of the videos in Egypt and seeing how the military handled some things and how you might be able to beat some of those certain scenarios that happened in Egypt. Just complete tragedies. Guys getting thrown off the building because they weren't part of the right gang. I'm sure you guys have seen that video. We recently posted on the PrepperProject.com where guys were basically, it was about, I forget the exact number, but the Egyptian military opened fire on protesters and murdered a bunch of them. And then not only that, they covered up the story and tried to make it be something else, when in reality, somebody was recording it on their smartphone. So I looked at those scenarios, I look at what's going on here, and quite honestly, I want to get into hunting, so that's a big part behind why I got this. But on the other hand, strategically, if you looked at Egypt and you said, okay, how could that situation be different? How could I win that scenario? This could be an option. When you talk about tactics, one of the main things that comes into play is getting into their decision cycle and making them react to you. In other words, if you're sitting at home and all of a sudden you're ambushed, you are reacting to them. And so they will win if they have fire superiority. However, if all of a sudden, let's recreate that whole scenario. You're expecting an ambush, and you're sitting at home waiting, and you've got guys positioned all around your house in strategic spots. The ambush happens, and all of a sudden they start losing guys, whether it's armed looters or whatever. Well, you now have the advantage because they're working on your terms. It's not the other way around. So you're hitting them with superior fire superiority. You're outwitting them, outsmarting them, all those things. So when I looked at all these things, I realized my weakness was long range. Now, I'm not a sniper. I've never claimed to be one. I'm just a guy that trains hard. I'm not a pro, but I train like one. And so this is Remington 700, and I got the Malay 4-16 scope. And I haven't had a chance to get out and shoot it yet, but I just picked it up from the gunsmith. I had the optic mounted, which I'm glad I did because I wouldn't have picked the right optics. Like I said, I'm not claiming to be a long-distance shooter. I'm not a long-distance shooter. I'm a civilian who's into tactical training and night vision fighting. It has nothing to do with long distance and accuracy and marksmanship. Yeah, I'm pretty good with an AR out to 200 yards under pressure, whether simulated or real. But I'm not a marksman. So let me walk you through this a little bit. The important thing is realizing you need to get a bipod that is it's a sturdy bipod. Doesn't matter what the brand is, just go find one that's sturdy. If you put this into the prone position, it's laying on that, you want to make sure that you've got a nice, firm stance with a bipod. It also needs to be adjustable. You need to be able to maneuver these to where they're the right length, so if you're on an uneven surface, you can compensate for that. The other thing that I like to find in a bipod, and some of my military friends have consulted me on, is this needs to be able to pivot, the gun needs to be able to pivot on top of that bipod. That's another key factor in being able to make some accurate shots. So that's part of the key. The other thing is the Malay scope has flip-up optics. And if you notice, they're strategically placed. So as you're in, let's say, the prone position, you're laying down, your forward thumb pops that one open, your back one pops this one open. You lay your head on the sight, you align it, and you squeeze the trigger. Okay, so really, the optics, the lens covers, everything's in the proper position. The Remington 700 that I chose is in the .308 caliber because the areas that I'm in are really well known for hunting. So that's a caliber that is easy to reload. And there's a lot of guys out there that have this particular caliber if I need to borrow ammo in whatever scenario. But like I said, I also got this for hunting. I would love to do some deer hunting this season and get into learning how to smoke the jerky, make jerky, smoke the meat, all of that stuff, be able to clean and get the game, be able to stock the game, and we're in deer country out here right now in northern Idaho. So really a lot of benefits come out of this, more so than just being able to defend your retreat. A quick tip: if you want to extend the amount of ammunition you can hold in this, there is different magazine attachments. It could be, basically you take your gunsmith and you have them alter this section of the gun. You'll be able to put a magazine in there and you can shoot, I believe 10 or 20 round magazines instead of just 4 or 5, depending on the model. And it's available for most models of bolt action. Obviously if you're shooting semi-automatic, it doesn't matter. There's arguments of semi over bolt, so I got both. But I wanted to do the bolt action for hunting purposes, to stay within legalities and all of that. But really, I mean, this is a fantastic gun for being able to protect your retreat, and I think you guys should strongly consider getting this instead of just being on the AR platform. A lot of the Army manuals I've been reading, a lot of the combat books and things of that nature have been talking about combat and altercations being 500 yards and out. So this would be able to reach out there fine. An AR-15, a 5.56 or .223 starts to lose its effectiveness at that range. It's still effective, but this might be a little bit better for you. So strongly consider it. And you might also notice, I got probably some haters out there, they're going to say, well, your optic's too high. I did it this way with this particular scope mounting system because I may decide later to make the barrel bigger, and I didn't want to have to buy these twice. So if you're wondering why there's this much space here, where in reality it could probably be significantly less, that's why I might go with the bigger diameter barrel or change the caliber altogether, because again, I'm not an experienced long-range shooter. I am coming from ARs, so it's something I really want to get into, and I figured this is the most versatile platform. It's the most basic, and that there have been a ton of the Remington 700 sold, so I figured parts are going to be available for a while. The caliber is very available in this particular area where I plan to have a retreat. And keep in mind too, I'm talking about being in North Idaho. Obviously I travel a lot. My plans, as yours should be too, are flexible. I might be in North Idaho, I might be in Northern Washington, I might be in Southern Oregon, I might be in Utah, I might be in Florida. There's a lot of different places where I could end up, and so I've taken a lot of consideration in my pre-positioning, my planning, and all of that. So I hope you guys are able to take that into consideration as well. So right now I want to take a moment and get this into prone position and get you behind the scope so you can see what a 4:16 times optic looks like. I could say you can hit a bowling ball at about 700 yards, no problem. So we're going to set that up so you can take a look. But basically, guys, start thinking about your long-range surveillance, your long-range, even if you're going out on a reconnaissance, you want to see what's happening in your area. There's a lot of mountains around here I could go up. I don't have to shoot a shot, but a 16 times optic on a very steady bipod, on a balanced rifle, it's a good thing to have. So I can take this up in the mountains, I can overwatch a bunch of different areas and see what's happening without risking exposure. Obviously, if you're going to be a sniper, you may want to consider not full black. Again, I got this for hunting, and it's going to have other uses if the need ever arises. But yeah, so we'll take a moment now, and we'll show you behind what this looks like so you can see, because there's been a lot of wolves in the area taking cats. There's been coyotes that have been taking cats as well. So this would be a good gun just for getting rid of varmints and pests that need to be controlled. So I'm not going to get into the wolf debate with everybody here, but we'll take a look right now and share the results.
So here we are looking through the scope at a 4 times optic. You can see there's a bunch of mil dots and all that. It's highly adjustable. I personally think this is a great scope, but I'm not going to be the one to try to tell you. Okay, so here's 4 times. Not too hard. If you want to hit that post right there, it'd be pretty easy to hit. So give me a sec, I'll put it on 16. Okay, so here we are at the 16 times optic. This is really tricky to videotape, but you can see all the mil dots. There's minutes of angle. That post all of a sudden becomes a lot easier to hit, and that is roughly If I zoom out here and show you, I'd say roughly 125 yards, but piece of cake with this. And then we'll punch out a little bit further and show you the effectiveness of this particular rifle setup. Now here we are with about a 1,500 yard shot. Now there's going to be a rock up there that you can't really see till I get it behind the scope. So we're going to take a sec, get it behind there so you can see. There we go. You can see the rock in the lower portion of the... There we go. You can see the big boulders in the lower portion of the scope. It's very difficult with this camera equipment to be able to do this, but you can see that if there was a, we'll just say a deer, if there was a deer on those rocks, from this distance, if you knew how to shoot at long ranges, that wouldn't be a hard shot, but look at how far away that is. Okay, so seriously consider having a long-range optic and a rifle that's able to accommodate that. And this is, again, the Remington 700 in the .308 caliber with the Millet 4-16 by 50 scope. The other benefit to this, it has an illuminated reticle and it is night vision capable. So, and affordable. The Remington 700, there's a ton of them out there. There's a lot of parts available. It's a bolt action. It's going to be very reliable. Again, the ammo is very available at this point, and I hope that it will be. It's a hunting round, so it's available and easily reloaded if you're in this kind of area like I am right now. And yeah, there was one other thing I was going to tell you about this, but anyway, I think you guys get the point. So I hope you take a moment and invest in a Remington 700 or other type of long-range security for your retreat. I'm Dave Womack with theprepperproject.com. Thanks for watching, guys.